Hey everybody, Crypto Mentor 99. How you doing? It is what? It's the evening of January the 17th. Gonna make it Wednesday, right? Yeah, our daughter's coming over tomorrow. Anyhow, in my pajamas, watching a basketball game. I'm gonna do this video about a friend of mine that owns eight hamburger franchise, and I don't want to mention the name for reasons that I'm going to get into. So, in town, there used to be my favorite Vietnamese restaurant. Used to go there all the time. Got to know the owner, who was from Vietnam. And sometimes I would go in there after the lunch rush. I'd go in there like 1:30, 2 o'clock. It wouldn't be that busy. And I would always see this older man sitting in the back by himself. So after seeing him 2 or 3 times, I said to the restaurant owner, my friend, and I don't want to say his name, I said, "Hey, blank, who's that guy that I keep on seeing?" He said, "Oh, well, that's," and then he told me his name. And I said, "Is he a friend of yours?" He's like, "Yeah, he comes in for his lunch almost every day." And I said to my restaurant buddy, "I'd like to meet him someday when I have a little bit more time." So I don't know, a week or a month later. This was years ago, by the way. So I don't know, about a week or two later, I'm in there, and this gentleman is sitting in the back, same table, and I said to my Vietnamese restaurant owner dude, I'm like, "Hey, there he is. I'm here. I've got time. Go, introduce me." So he brought me back to the guy's table. We introduced ourselves, and I finished lunch with the guy, and we just started talking. And, just kind of small talk. He was a season older than me. I say a season is like 10 years. Maybe he was like 2 seasons over. Yeah, he was about 2 seasons old. And full disclosure, I have not seen him recently. So anyhow, so we started talking, and again, we're kind of two complete strangers, but we both know the restaurant owner. So I come to find out that he owns quite a few hamburger franchises in my town. And let's just say that, and you got to listen to the whole video to understand this. I normally don't refer to people by their nationalities, by their color, by their race, whatever. But let's just say that this gentleman that I was talking to is a non-Caucasian. He's not white. I'll just leave it at that. So we start talking more, we get to know each other more, and he tells me one day, after he told me that he had 8 hamburger franchises in town, I'm like, "Man, that's amazing." I said, "How did you get your start?" And he's like, "Well, in this franchise that I'm not going to name," he said, he basically said it. He said, I was the first non-Caucasian that they gave me a franchise. They gave me one franchise. And he moved from California, many, many states away as a young man. And it was almost like this franchise was seeing if a non-Caucasian could actually be successful in opening one franchise and maybe more, because then this hamburger franchise was going to open it up to more non-Caucasian people. So again, I want to be careful. So he moves. He's the only dude, again, this is 30, 40 years ago. He's the only dude in town that owns a restaurant or a hamburger franchise of this particular race. And he succeeded. And headquarters was surprised. And he asked for another franchise. And they took a gamble on him. And they gave him, they didn't give him another one. He bought another one. Then years go by and he asked for a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh. Now he's got 8. So the point of the story is there's certain levels. There's a lot of levels that I could talk to about this. But one level is don't look at someone. Oh, and my friend would tell me that when he first opened up the first franchise that people would leave like notes on napkins saying, hey, get out of town. You're not welcome here. Blah, blah, blah. So I knew this man as an older man, right? In the twilight of his life, 8 hamburger joints. And he's recalling how hard it was getting the first franchise going, the second one. But then people in town started to accept him. They got to know him. He ended up being a super cool dude. So don't look at someone that's successful, however you want to define success, and say, well, oh, that guy, maybe his mom and dad were wealthy and they just bought him one, or, that was not the case with my friend. But yeah, you never know people's stories. That's kind of the point of the video. So whether someone has a lot of money, a little money, we all have our stories. I have my story. But don't think that successful people have a lot of sweat equity, we call it. Sweat equity in their businesses and the troubles that they went through to provide for their family. And I guess I appreciate that more now that I'm older. But anyhow, does that even make any sense? You never know someone's story until you start talking to them. And I'm glad that my restaurant friend introduced me to the guy that I would see and admire at the back of the restaurant, sitting by himself at 1:45 to 2:15 in the afternoon, most days of the week. But that's it. Get to know people's stories. Get to know their families. I've always tried to do that, much to the, I just like meeting strangers out in public, talking to them. When our kids were small, that used to really embarrass them, but I just like talking to people, and I like listening too. Anyhow, I just took my Wave Watch off to recharge it. It's been on all day. Take a look at my referral link below. The Wave Watch is something I've had on a couple of months now. Coupon code for $100. That's it. Crypto Mentor 99. Get to know people. Get to know people's stories. And that's it. Love y'all. Bye-bye.